and I cannot emphasize giant enough, weekend series for the Guardians as they head to Chicago to take on the White Sox. Jay, Earl, G, is this a must-win series for the Guardians, who now sit 3 games back and currently in third place, tied for second, but in third place due to the tiebreaker behind Chicago?
Before the experts go, I'm not going to say must-win series, but they definitely need to come away winning this series to make themselves and us feel better about the direction of this season. It's hard to put must-win on a series when you're playing that series August 7th through August 9th, and you technically still only 3 games out of first place. And so I understand the emotional roller coaster we've been on with this team since they've returned from All-Star break. Jay pointed out, I think we like 3-11 in our last 14 games. Run differential is still minus 28. And it seems like we have not played competent baseball even after we made the trades. But I can't go as far and make an emotional reaction and saying that this is an absolute must-win series, as if we still don't have a lot of baseball to play.
Are prostate exams over 45 years old a must? Not really, but I suggest you get them.
It'll be in your best interest.
Hey, G, that was good. That was good.
Especially, shout out to African-American males. Make sure you go out there with a higher risk. That's my PSA for today, and I snuck it in with context. Now, I highly suggest the Guardians go out here and do something against these White Sox, because it could get, early detection is the best key. I need you to figure out right now. Don't wait too late. Don't wait until September, August, late. And be looking around and be like, yeah, it's too late. You get that you don't want that prognosis that you're 12 out. And then you're 12 out, and then all of a sudden you're in third or fourth place. We talked about it in the first hour. Minnesota. Look at Detroit. Then Detroit then waived. They fair caught the whole rest of the season. Fair catch inside their own red zone. Just fair caught it. Yep. And you looking at them in your face, and they 3.5 down. And guess what? You got games against these people coming up. I suggest they get it and hightail it, because at this point it could get late early. The White Sox, the Tigers, and this was supposed to be the easy part of your schedule. Yeah. You just got swept by the Mets. And the fair catch. Listen, they turned the uniforms in. They got rid of they got minor league guys playing. So yeah, you got to get the momentum back some way, somehow. And Gavin Williams, hey, listen, Tanner Bybee, if y'all gonna be top of the rotation dudes, Jay know this is a pitcher. You got to, who's stopping the bleeding? So you're supposed to be coming out here giving me six and a third with 7-8 strikeouts and 2 to 3 hit baseball. Well, and getting it done.
Jay said Gavin Williams should be laying hands on people, because the way the man been pitching,
he's got 5 straight starts with double-digit strikeouts.
And he ain't got no type of run support.
I think he's won 2 of those 5 games.
Yeah, so he need to be in that dugout laying hands on people, because he's doing his job.
I love your analogy, G. Here's what I would say. If the Guardians were a human, they'd be in the high-risk group.
Yes, they are.
They bet you better get that test.
Yeah.
And if you could throw up the starting matchups for tonight, I won't say the series is a must-win. I'm going to say tonight, even though mathematically it's nowhere near a must-win, tonight is the biggest game of the year for the Cleveland Guardians. And I know in baseball you always say, well, the next game is the biggest game. But this one really is the biggest game, and here's why.
I know why.
They should punk Noah Schultz.
Yeah.
They should go out there and just have a bake sale. I mean, everybody should be running around the bases like they do on Sundays after the ball game. They need runs, and they need a lot of them. And Parker Messick needs to get it together and needs to give us his best effort, needs to shut them down. And they absolutely have to win tonight. They need some bleeding to be stopped. If they were a human, this game could be a tourniquet. Yeah, stop the bleeding. Yep. Get back on the winning track. If you lose the series, it's not the end of the world. It's a big crushing blow. But if you get swept, now you're 6 games out. You've got 3 teams that you're looking up at. So last year, when they came back from 12 down on September 1, they were chasing 1 team. That's it. So all they had to do is scoreboard watch with 1 team.
Yeah.
What you don't want to be in the situation of is it's September 20th, and you're looking at the Minnesota score, you're looking at the Chicago score, you're looking at the Detroit score, and sometimes they're playing each other, so you know one of them is going to win. You can't hope for 3 teams to lose and you to win on multiple nights down the stretch. You had better catch the leader by September 1st. And I still, you had said earlier, I haven't yet given up on this team because of what they did last year. I have not given up on this team, even though it sounds like I have. I just need them to be the best version of themselves.
Yeah.
They cannot be this version of the Cleveland Guardians. I saw for a stretch in June, I believe, where they were the best stretch of themselves. And they can go out and win 8 of 10. No problem. I know that's in there. They better find it, and they better find it fast. Because if you do lose this series, and then you play Detroit, and God forbid we would lose that series or get swept by Detroit, now you could be 9 games out of first place, and Detroit could be 5 or 6 ahead of you.
Yeah.
That point, I give up.
I told Jay when we walked in, I said, man, we lost by a touchdown. That was a
Yeah,
football
it was.
score
13-6.
That was crazy.
We got 2 field goals.
We talked about it, like, going back to the school analogy, man. Some of the worst classes and some of the toughest classes you take is they're like, yeah, you got a paper, a midterm, and a final. If you bomb the midterm, like, you got to dang near ace the final.
Yeah.
And the final was harder than the midterm because it's more knowledge. So now you gotta actually have yourself be ready to play, because if you get back too far, I don't think the Guardians have enough what I would call proven talent to say we can play I'm not gonna panic game, because you got a lot of young guys that you counting on that are your main guys. So I mean, last year, I believe that they're a younger team this year than they were last year.
They are, yeah.
So I don't think you can count on young dudes in the first, their first years coming up in and out of the minors to making up 6-7 games.
The constant is Stephen Vogt, but like Jay just pointed out, last year it was only one team that you were chasing, and this year that's not the case. It's 3 or 4 teams that's fighting to win the AL Central this year, and if you find yourself 12, 13 games out, looking up at 3 or 4 teams, it's going to be a much harder task to accomplish, trying to, have every single thing align and fall your way. And you don't want to be in a position to where you looking up and you needing help from everybody else around you because you didn't take care of your business. We begged, we asked for this front office to go out here and make some moves. Everybody but Jay, because Jay said we wasn't there.
Yeah.
But the most of us, we begged for it. We got it. So now you can't sit up here and ask for it, get it, and then not do nothing with it.
And
you're right.
That ain't gonna cut it.
And I ain't counting the play-in either. I ain't counting. You get one game. Nah, bro, we can't do that. That's not the playoffs, by the way. I wouldn't even put the playoff logo on the field. Like, you can get that's not that is called you lose, you going to the crib. Like, that is
game 163.
Yes,
that's it. That's all.
Jay, to your point earlier about tonight in particular being a must-win, it is by far the Guardians' biggest advantage in the pitching matchup.
Yes,
Messick obviously having a much better season than Schultz. Tomorrow night's matchup is Gavin Williams versus Anthony Kay. Kay's been okay. Williams has been better. Make no mistake.
Has been much better.
Edge is still in the Guardians' favor, but Kay is not basically batting practice as Schultz has been earlier this season. And then Davis Martin versus Joey Cantillo on Sunday. And Martin's been the better pitcher this season than Joey. He's their best starter. So if you're looking at a way to pick and choose,
that's why I say
where is
tonight,
the Guardians' biggest advantage? Tonight is the night they have to win.
This one, because the next 2 are going to be difficult.
And I'm curious, and Jay, as someone who played baseball at the level you did and to this day is still playing, when you're at, I don't want to say rock bottom, but as low as the Guardians have to feel in that locker room, in that clubhouse, after being swept by the Mets in a series that we called a get-right series for Cleveland, how crucial is it for Parker Messick, who might be the future ace of the staff, to go out there and put a stamp in the ground and say, this slide stops now? Like, this is what those guys are paid the money they eventually get paid for, correct?
Yes, and you can't overstate the importance of this game. You just can't. He knows it. Every guy in the lineup knows it. It's time that the players start picking up the pitchers too. When the hitters see that a guy is pitching, a 2-hitter with 10 strikeouts in the 7th inning and you give up 1 unearned run, like, you go pick up your pitcher with your bats. Mm-hmm. You go score some runs. You squeeze out runs, however you have to do it. And they haven't done that. We have left, off the top of my head, 7 or 8 quality A+ starts on the table that we've turned into losses. And I'm talking about 7 innings allowing either 1 or no runs in games that they've lost.
Yeah.
And you just cannot do that. They've got to pick them up right now. It starts now. And by the way, when you're watching these next 3 games, check out the energy inside. I call it Comiskey.
It used to be US. It's US Cellular.
Yeah,
now.
US Cellular. Check out the energy in there. There's something special going on the south side of Chicago this year, and we're going to have to really go in there with a lot of energy if we're going to hope to take this series.